Hey everybody, welcome to episode 21 of That CBD Show. Christy Burkhead is not with us today, but we do have a very special guest, and I'm going to start with a little bit of his background and give him a formal introduction. This gentleman with me here today, he was in a military occupation specialty, a tactical air defense controller. He's a 5-year United States Marine Corps veteran. For 3 of the 5 years, his primary job was military occupational specialty tactical air defense control. He maintained and operated logs, prepared operations maps and overlays, conducted ground-controlled intercepts, provided flight following and navigational assistance. He provided positive control of friendly aircraft. He received position control of friendly aircraft and received and evaluated data from electronic equipment in a clear and concise manner within an electronic countermeasure environment. His secondary job was Security Chief Entry Control Point Manager of MACS-4, that's the Marine Air Control Squadron, and he supervised 3 training exercises in 2 different countries, maintaining 100% accountability of more than $50 million of equipment, approximately 60 pieces of classified material, and 100 plus personnel, resulting in 0 safety or security violations over the span of 82 days. And then besides all of that, and the things that he can and cannot talk about, he enjoys powerlifting, and his personal aspiration is to beat the best of them. And he's also an independent distributor and ambassador for Zalise, and he has been for 6 months. And he's also a full-time student striving for my bachelor's striving for his bachelor's in business marketing. So always impressive, and it's glad to have you on the show. And welcome, Mr. Denzel Brown.
Thank you so much, Drew. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so we're going to be kind of speaking to all audiences today, but we're going to have a special emphasis on veterans, all right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that kind of leads me to my first question. I know that there are things that you can talk about and things that you can't. We talked about your background, and we're going to move on, though. Now that you're in civilian life, what is life like for you now, and what is life like for you with the relationship and the bonds that you have with your brothers and sisters now from the service, now that you're out of the service and in civilian life? We want to talk about that a little bit.
For myself, I know it was very difficult in the very beginning, first transitioning out of the Marine Corps. Instead of moving straight back home to Ohio, I went with one of my business partners, Taylor Dubois. He and we both moved down to Florida, and we got an apartment together, and right off the bat, we just ran into a lot of different difficult situations, but we were very lucky to have some government support, as in the 9/11 GI Bill, post 9/11 GI Bill. Mm-hmm. So that kind of helped us stay on our feet in the very beginning, because we received the military housing allowance and we were able to go to school. So we were afforded that. But I know a lot of the primary problems that a lot of our veterans are running into when they're first transitioning out, just like myself and my brother Taylor, is first trying to coexist with the cultures and values and the norms different from those of the military, and really trying to reestablish and even reevaluating relationships with family and friends, finding a new career path, pursuing college and university education. Locating a new home even can be very, very difficult, especially when it's unknown to the veteran community if they will actually qualify for the veteran mortgage home loan. And just just veterans' relationship with him or herself, and their own sense of identity, purpose, and self-worth, because a lot of these veterans who are coming out are of the rank of a corporal, or I should say a E4 to a little bit higher, who are around my age group. Those of us who are coming out around my age group,
which is mid 20s.
Yeah, mid 20s, and they had a supervisory role, and so they're no longer receiving that amount of respect in the civilian life. Instead of Sergeant Brown, it's Denzel Brown now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's hard to deal with sometimes.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's the number one difficulty that a lot of veterans are receiving is that brotherhood and that amount of respect and that structure, all of the things that the military provides us. It's no longer there. You're kind of just getting a culture shock once you're going back into the civilian life.
Right.
So.
Yeah, well, we talk about PTSD where we have on previous shows, and it's something that's one category, but there's, to your point, there's so many things that are around PTSD that veterans are going for. In my mind, I or have to go through, better stated, and I think about, when most times when you're getting into the service, I'm still at a pretty young age, and 18, 19 years old. Would you say? I mean, a lot of.
Yes.
So you're still in that imprint timing of your life, where you're still the brain's still developing. So now you have this way and method of life that's really imprinted into you. Then you come out in your mid-20s, and then you're kind of locked down in your thinking and the way that you operate, and now here you are just dropped in the middle of this land with these people and the way things work, and it must just be so completely different. So there's PTSD, but then there's all the other things that you have to sort of figure out and navigate, and that's jobs, occupations, places to live, just how to kind of to function in the world. And I just think about that. I can't even imagine what that must be like.
Absolutely, and there's so many other stressors besides just PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and I believe they're calling it just post-traumatic stress now.
Okay.
And that's the thing, because many of us veterans, we're not all combat veterans. There's everyday life situations that's currently happening, and especially to our active duty members as well. The last unit that I was with in North Carolina, I was with Marine Air Control Squadron 2, and the gunnery sergeant of our comm section, he had committed suicide, and
Sorry
that's that's a best friend, that's a husband, that's a father, that's a leader. And when we lost him, a lot of our guys in our unit were just crushed. They're crushed. And so it's taking that understanding that everyone is going to go through hardships, and we have to understand that whether it's combat related or not, that individual still found that their life that they were currently living in was a living hell, and that it felt easier to escape than go through what they're going through.
Yeah.
And it's 22 a day, man.
I can't believe that number. It's still just, I can't wrap my mind around it, that 22 service people a day that serve for this country commit suicide.
Yeah.
And that's the number?
Yep. 21, 22, the number fluctuates here and there, but the numbers, it shouldn't even be one.
And the reasons maybe point to one central thing that could be helped, which is just the psychological aspects that help of it. I mean, there's certainly things that could be helped with helping find places to live, their occupation. We talk about that, but just being there for them.
Yeah.
And so, what resources are there?
There's so many different resources.
Are they unified?
That that every day that I research more into them, I'm seeing that there's a little bit more unification happening every day. There's a lot of different veteran organizations that do outreach programs, such as 22 Kill, now Sacred Mountain Retreat, and I believe Halo Top is, or not Halo Top, what is the correct name for it?
Yeah, yeah. There's there's a Sacred Mountain. Well, we could start there. So before we jump to that, though, I know that you have some ambitions yourself to step into this space. You're now in the civilian life, and I've had a chance to get to know you.
Absolutely.
Over some time now, and you've got just a heart of gold, and you're just in this civilian space now, and I think that you have really worked with yourself
Yes.
to stabilize yourself, sort of seeing and understanding what the future possibilities could be, and you've really worked hard with your powerlifting, with your self-improvement, and just things to stabilize yourself, and you have ambitions to take that and provide that to others. And
Yes.
I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about what some of your ambitions are and what some of that footing is that you're working on.
Yeah, so I have a extreme passion for helping my brothers and sisters by whatever means possible, and a lot of my ambition is geared towards assisting them create mental resiliency and physical resiliency and spiritual resiliency. And
I've had some pictures up here, and there's you pulling a pretty good size truck and then giving some blood in the service there too.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you've got some physical accomplishments there.
Thank you. But yeah, I truly desire to help teach those who are going through such difficult times in their life that it is okay to feel what you're feeling.
Right. To meet you
And
where they are.
Yeah, exactly. And I will tell each and every one of them to their face that I cannot even begin to understand what you are going through, and I can't promise you that I'm going to be able to pull you out, but I will tell you this: I do love you, and I do desire you to still be here. So I hope you do know that, and that we will work on this together. You're not alone. You are not alone, and that is my primary goal, is to create a community of that and make it truly flourish to where these veterans will be able to intermingle with regular civilians as well, and build that unity, so that it's no longer a feeling of what's the best way to put it, a not belonging sense.
Sure. On an island, maybe.
Yeah, where you walk around and you feel like it's just you. No one else is around you. You know, people don't understand you. I want to get rid of that feeling. I want to build a community to where we all understand that we're just humans at the end of the day, and that we all go through hardships, some very, very difficult hardships, but just looking at some of these other countries around the world and the hardships that they go through are completely unimaginable. So that there's always someone who's going through something worse. But it's not about that. What it's truly about is fixing the root problem, and that's delving into the mind of these individuals who feel as though it's the best course of action to take their lives, to delve into their minds, truly understand what's going on in there, and see if we can't rearrange, rechannel, redirect their mind, and allow them to believe, not allow them, but assist them to believe that no, life is worth living.
Yeah, very bold cause. And as part of your journey here, you're looking to be comprehensive in the sense of you're looking to. I can see what the down the road is. This is a established organization. This is something that you're behind that has lots of different features and faculties and capabilities to support someone, and somewhat of a gear switch, but a little bit of a blend into what in the spirit of that is that you have become an ambassador for Zalise and the Ultracell Full Spectrum Hemp CBD products. So we've been fortunate enough to cross paths. And can you tell me a little bit about what that experience has been like and what inspired you to do that? And then we can talk about how that might blend into what the future holds, and as well as what Zalise is up to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, I'm truly awe-inspired at what Zalise has been doing, the leaps and bounds that they're taking in regard to adopting veteran organizations. That to me is absolutely amazing. But
and we didn't really know this, see this coming. You know, we were part of it for the product. Really, that's what I think you and I both started
absolutely.
with, and then what a blessing.
Yeah, it's been truly a blessing in my life in particular. I started off my Marine Corps career with quite a bad injury that just progressively compounded and got worse and worse. And so
I couldn't believe you went through 5 years with this. You're being modest. I mean, it was quite an injury, and you still served through those years. Yeah,
absolutely. But that's the thing with a lot of us Marines is we don't have quit in our body.
I understand.
And I didn't know the severity of it at the time. And I didn't allow myself to really accept it. So I just kept moving forward. But regardless, it caught up to me. And before you and I met, I was debating on whether or not to get surgery and to see if there were alternatives. But every route that I searched, everything still directed me to getting the surgery. And so I had hip arthroscopy where they went into my right hip. They shaved down the bone, repaired the cartilage, the labrum of the hip. And then a few months later, I got the same thing done on the left hip, which was actually just last June, or last June 11th. It was June 11th for my left hip arthroscopy. So,
okay.
But no, after that first surgery, and you guys got me taking the product, and how amazing I felt, and how I didn't need to take the opioids. I didn't need to take the Percocet. I just took the CBD oil and felt absolutely amazing. I kind of messed up in the very first night after the surgery. I took a fall, and that put me in some excruciating pain. And so right after I started taking the CBD oil, the Ultracell, it alleviated that pain, and I was amazed. And so I started asking you more and more about what this product is and what this company is, and I fell in love with it. I fell absolutely in love with it, and I asked to become a part of it.
Yeah, and you asked us. We just made sure you had the product and it worked for you, and it was just you kind of feeling that and sensing that, and you came to us. And did you have anything mentally that you experienced from it as well? Did you feel anything?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. The funny thing is so many people say they like to reference THC is the psychoactive, and then you have the CBD, which is the non-psychoactive. But I don't believe that to be the truth. I believe there is some psychoactivity to the CBD, but in a positive way.
You know what? You're absolutely right. There's psychotropic effect with THC, but there is psychoactive effect with CBD, but it's a balancing effect.
Exactly. And I think it really targets those reward factors in the brain that makes you feel good.
Yes. Yes, that's proven. And also another thing that's very interesting is that when the body's in balance, it will actually balance itself mentally, which
Yeah.
also means that it won't pull that bad memory off the shelf. It will actually not reach for that
Yeah.
when it's in balance.
I
And
think
that's
that's
part of that
incredibly important.
homeostasis that this product's all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So did you foresee when you were introduced to the product, and then let's move to the company Zelise, did you foresee some of the things that they were going to be doing in the veteran space? I know I did not.
No.
We knew that it was a pay-it-forward organization and that giving back to the community was inherently in the DNA of the company.
Absolutely.
So I have a slide up for Sacred Mountain. You know, these types of things, this new launch that just came out about a week ago, the Zelise Sacred Mountain being a location in South Dakota where veterans can go and spend several days horseback out in the country with other brothers and sisters, just able to, have that camaraderie. Did you see anything like that coming down the pike?
I understood that we have the Patriot program that where we are able to submit different veteran organizations to Zelise, but I didn't know the full power of that. Honestly, I didn't know what exactly they would do after organizations have been submitted to them. So I knew from the standpoint that this product in that of itself will truly make leaps and bounds in helping our veterans with their mental capacity and what they're going through to better assist them. But by no means did I know that we're going to be taking these kind of steps and really adopting these veteran organizations and making them a part of us and truly sponsoring them. And not only that, but also once the veterans have joined in to these outreach programs, not only are they going to receive that not physical therapy, but the mental therapy, they're also going to be given our Ultra Cell for free. And that to me is amazing.
And we've had some conversation, and it is, and we've had some conversations about helping veterans and doing it in a way that when they're coming out and trying to acclimate to the world, that part of that is, what do I do? What do I do for an income basis? What do I do for work? How do I find a home that I can fit in and my mindset works with it, and my willingness or wanting to do the skills that use the skills that I have? Where can I plug this in, and where can I be with people that understand what I may be going through on a 24-hour basis, which is unique? And I think that you are on an extremely powerful path of attraction and creation, where you're bringing in these groups and resources such as Zelise to be a part of your mission, not all the mission, but with the Zelise opportunity, with the Ultracell, with where this market is going, and with your ability to understand and work with veterans. I see you creating a program where you also have an opportunity to bring in and help veterans be a part of Zelise and be a part of this mission, be a part of the health benefits and wealth, and also sharing, and then create a financial avenue for them. Is that something that you foresee as well?
Absolutely. This opportunity can absolutely provide the financial assistance that these individuals need, and that I needed as well. I believe that it will assist in giving us a sense of directions, and it has given me a sense of direction, absolutely. I think the primary way that this opportunity is going to assist veterans is that it will give them a mission. It will give them something to focus on, a focal point to really steer where they're going. And for those who do have a full-time job, and those who have maybe a part-time job, this is something that will provide them a secondary source of income. Or if they're a full-time student, or maybe they don't have a job at all, this is a way for them to make that source of income. But not only just from a money aspect, it's going to give them a way to help others and to pull other veterans into this and to really bring unity. To me, what I see Zalise as is a lifestyle. It's a way to bringing people together.
Yeah.
I don't think of it as a job whatsoever.
Yeah.
I didn't join it because of that reason. I didn't join it to make money. I joined it because of what we are doing. It's a pay it forward company.
Yeah.
And that to me was enough for me to want to become part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've made sure that your number and your email have been on the screen while you've been speaking, because I personally just want to open you up to the world and what your, and I don't even want to say ambitions, what I know what you're going to be accomplishing and what I know what you're going to be doing for veterans and not just veterans, but just specifically being able to have the conversations, provide the support. I've been in the room and I've been on calls with you, with veterans, bringing them up, shoring them up, giving them those words that they need to go out and take on the world, so to speak. So keep doing what you're doing. Of course, I'm here to support you in any way that I can, and I really appreciate having you on the show today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of closing comments? We just have a few more seconds before we're going to sign off here.
I would say my primary comments for my brothers and sisters out there is, please do not quit, and take quit out of your vocabulary, and understand that there are those of us out here who want to help you.
Yeah.
And that we will do whatever it takes to help you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for being on the show today.
Absolutely, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I really do.
Yeah.